Once upon a time, over 1400 years ago, in the ancient city of Mecca, something extraordinary was about to happen. The air was cool, the stars were bright, and the people of Mecca were quietly going about their nightly routines. But little did they know, this night would become one of the most important in human history. The night when a blessed baby, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would be born. It was the 12th day of Rabiul Awwal, a day that would later be celebrated by millions of people around the world. His mother, Amina, had already been feeling something special. She had dreamed that a great light would come from her, illuminating the world. She didn't know exactly what it meant, but she felt a deep sense of peace. At the time, Mecca was a bustling city filled with merchants, traders, and travelers, but it was also a place filled with idol worship, which saddened Amina. She had no idea that her child would be the one to change all that. As the dawn approached, Amina gave birth to her son in the year of the elephant, a significant year for the people of Mecca. Just a few months earlier, an invading army, led by an Ethiopian ruler, had tried to destroy the Kaaba with war elephants, but a miracle had occurred, saving the sacred house of worship. It was as if the world was being prepared for this baby, who would bring hope and light to humanity. Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born without his father, Abdullah, who had passed away before his birth. Though his birth came with some sadness, his family was overjoyed to welcome him. His grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, was especially delighted. He held the baby lovingly in his arms and took him to the Kaaba, offering thanks to Allah for this blessing. He named him Muhammad, a name that was rare at the time, meaning the praised one. Abdul Muttalib felt deep in his heart that his grandson was destined for something truly remarkable. The night of his birth is said to have been filled with signs of his importance. Some traditions tell of a gentle, glowing light that spread across the horizon, and others say that the idols around the Kaaba fell, signifying the end of idol worship. Even in faraway lands, there were signs, like the famous fire worshipped in Persia suddenly extinguishing, and the palaces of the Persian king trembling. The baby Muhammad, peace be upon him, was soon given to a wet nurse, Halima Sa'diya, following the Arab tradition. Halima's family was struggling with drought and poverty, but from the moment she took baby Muhammad into her care, blessings seemed to pour upon them. Their animals began to give more milk, their crops flourished, and they felt a sense of peace like never before. The young Muhammad, peace be upon him, grew up in the desert for a few years under the care of Halima, learning the purity of the Bedouin lifestyle, where he was surrounded by nature, simplicity, and a deep connection to God. And so on that quiet night in Mecca, the world didn't know it yet, but a child had been born who would go on to change the course of history. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would one day bring a message of peace, mercy, and guidance for all of humanity, a message that began with the simple, miraculous story of his birth.